現代で行われるのはスパイたちの情報戦、影の戦争。
Anime about spies has been quite the trend this year ever since the smashing success of Spy Family, and it has been one spy-themed anime after the other, all introducing new stuff and adding flavor to the genre, each in its own way. However, when it comes to this anime, I have yet to witness anything unique about it happening within the series. The characters, aka the 7 girls, are walking, talking anime cliches, worst at their respective schools, orphaned, mysterious and tragic past, had to claw their way through life, treated like monsters by people around them. The list goes on and on and on. And don't get me started on their Mary Sue and the making teacher. For those who don't know what the term Mary Sue is, to describe characters that seem overpowered out of the blue with no lick of having their own being, or character to say the least, they're just the perfect being, yet they lack any depth and face almost zero hardships in their lives. The teacher, Claus, had potential to grow on me until they revealed that he is actually only 20 years old, which is close to the age of the eldest one in his students. FYI, I personally don't buy the age of 20 statement. For someone as adept and powerful as him, being aged 20 and having all those powers and skills are just impossible, and it makes no sense. Let's put Claus aside for a bit for now, though, and talk about how we get to meet the girls in the first 3 episodes. So, starting off, you have your main cheery, happy-go-lucky main character and the later on leader of the team, Lily, codenamed Flower Garden. Lily's past is quite the dull one, and honestly, it's the only one we have any info on, no matter how minuscule it is. Apparently, her village was subject to a harsh bioweapon test, and the fruit of those tests were her. She has the ability to handle paralytic, even lethal poisons to an extent, something she demonstrates beautifully when she paralyzes her teacher after dragging him into the middle of the lake. I mean, her plan eventually failed, and we will get into that and why it exactly happened, but hey, good for you. It was a fun and nice representation of Lily's special ability. The second girl is Thea, codenamed Dream Speaker. Her specialty is seduction, and frankly being the mommy of the show with her dominant vibes and powerful, personality. Pandemonium, aka Sibylla, is the gorilla, quote-unquote, of the team, as Monica, codenamed Glint, calls her. Sibylla is the muscle and bronze of the team, while Monica is the brains and the cynical commentator. Greet, the girl that knows what to do at any moment and always has something cheerful to say, codename Daughter Dearest, and then you have the tinker of the team, and by that I mean the mad scientist of the bunch. Not to mention, she keeps setting up traps all over the mansion only for poor little Erna to fall into each and every one of them due to her bad luck. Oh, speaking of which, Erna, the 8th surprise member of the Lamplight Squad and the ace in the hole, as Lily calls her. She is practically like Jinx from the Teen Titans, utilizing her phenomenal bad luck to her advantage, taking out her enemies in accidental circumstances. Last but not least, Sarah, codenamed Meadow. She is practically what you call a beast master in some games, and she has a cute little brown dog and majestic eagle that she utilizes to relay information to the teams and do reconnaissance. These girls were handpicked by the greatest spy to ever exist, Claus, who substantiates his title after revealing he was actually one of the members of the strongest spy teams to ever exist in that country, Inferno. His team, however, got wiped out while taking on an impossible mission with mortality rates of 90%. The same mission Claus is training the girls to go onto. And speaking of training, Claus is such a lousy teacher that he wasted 2 or 3 days just thinking of a way to teach the girls the spying skills they require in order to survive on this perilous mission. An epiphany comes to him after the lake encounter I mentioned earlier with Lily, which he still won, by the way. Apparently, he figured that she didn't mention the lake on purpose to decrease his suspicions about it, which backfired on her spectacularly. So he did what any spy of his caliber would do: fake it, capture her, drown together in the faulty boat, or roll like hell until reaching the shore. Claus then gives the girls the Koro-sensei treatment. He is so confident in his skills, he blatantly tells them that your method of learning is a free-for-all. No rules, no regulations, battle against me, and don't stop until I yield. In the first 2 episodes, we are able to see that the girls are trying their hardest to capture him and defeat him, to which they keep failing time and time and time again, as he sees them coming a mile away and anticipates their moves. However, what I disliked about the anime was the pacing. almost every single thing I explained happened in the span of these first 3 episodes. I mean, for crying out loud. The first 2 episodes were all about the impossible mission and how hard they need to train for it and prepare in this 1 month, only for them to give us less than 5 minutes from episode 2 as a training arc. While the rest of the episodes in episode 3 are all about executing the impossible mission and actually succeeding in it. Those 3 episodes had a lot of stuff to explain that they could have easily taken their time with. However, the show decided to take the most peculiar approach with them, revealing that the impossible mission was a success in just episode 3. Only for them to feature flashbacks of their training and backstories going forward. Like, I could have sworn the anime could have done all that development and kept episode 3 as the finale. And even then it would have still been great, but why did they decide to take this approach? And already reveal the end result of the mission that was supposed to be impossible is, completely beyond me. Mind you, the mission's main goal was for the girls to act as a diversion long enough for Claus to find the bioweapon, retrieve it, and return to kill his defector teacher. We had no time whatsoever to get to know the girls and get emotionally attached to them through the series. That fight was practically a bunch of strangers ganging up on someone that is way above their level. We just couldn't root for any side in that fight because, frankly speaking, we don't know either side to begin with. Their lives, their morals, their reasoning behind their actions. We knew none of it. To me, that was a pretty big turnoff to the series. However, I am still continuing to watch it, and I can say the later on episodes somewhat redeemed the show. However, that stunt they did with episode 3 was the killing blow for any plot relevance. It's like spoiling the end of a thriller action movie and still watching it, expecting something new to happen. The plot was all over the place, and the first 3 episodes' pacing was just too rushed to even get to know or like the girls. And having such a huge cast didn't do them any favors either. The animations are decent, nothing too grand, and not trash, just decent. The music and the intro, however, are quite unique, and honestly, my second favorite part about anything anime-related is the OSTs, and how this show passed the sound test. The characters pre-episode 3 are bland as they come, and we don't have enough time to get to know them, especially the enigmatic teacher, Claus. Post-episode 3, however, the show is picking up the slack, fleshing out the uniqueness of each girl and their bonds with each other. Overall, the anime is quite enjoyable, and it gave me Assassination Classroom vibes with the test Claus issued them. The cast is vibrant and unique to say the least, even though they suffer from lots of cliches. They are still fun to get to know and explore their individual personalities. I am enjoying the show so far, however. As I stated previously, that stunt with episode 3 in the path the anime decided to take was definitely unnecessary. I hope this video helped you get an insight about the anime and helped you make up your mind of whether it was worth the watch or not. Personally, I am enjoying the show so far, especially how Claus keeps beating them no matter what plan they come up with to capture him and make him yield. As I said before, it gave me Assassination Classroom vibes, and I just love this anime. My score so far for this anime is 6.5, pretty solid, and I think it's pretty generous. And that's because the first 3 episodes pacing took out a lot of points. With that said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you think about this anime. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.